Not sure if that's gonna work, but we'll see. Kind of weird. Oh, where is it? Alright, so I'm trying to upload and see what happens here, but one thing at a time because I'm not quite sure exactly why I'm having issues, but what's new? Anyhow, let's get this party started. Let's see. Oh, the canvas is cold. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Thoma, and my artist name is ToxicT, and I am painting this beautiful snake that's called a Limestone Eyelash pit beaver, a recently discovered snake in Thailand not too long ago, and this is the second time now that I'm painting this. I did a digital version, and that digital version is really, it's clean, it's very crisp, I call it, you know, slick when it comes to what that looks like. This is very, I don't want to say different. It's different in that sense that it's the same subject and maybe close to the similar colors that I used on the digital format that I've been painting. However, I'm not trying to prove anything here because what I'm after here is the effect of this, to show you a version of my digital painting versus a canvas painting, and I think there too it's not saying important. I think it's more about the fact is that I'm a multi-media medium artist, also media. I paint with a lot of different materials, also on different materials, and I don't necessarily, how to say it, stick to canvases. I've abandoned that a long time ago. What you're seeing right here is actually a little bit different than what my usual is. It's just because I had this canvas sitting here for quite some time, and it was very interesting as I didn't know quite yet what to do with it. And when I did the digital painting of this, I was like, you know, this would be an interesting to replicate on a canvas and see what I can do about that. And it happened very quickly, that's for sure. And yeah, my thing is that there's two different aspects to this as far as the digital and the physical canvas. The digital I can always print, and yeah, kind of put that into a different perspective as far as the printing part goes. The printing I can, you know, do whatever as far as their series goes, or an unlimited series as far as prints goes. However, there's a fine line and all of that because a lot of us artists are somewhat honorable about printing and how many you want to print, and so even there, myself, I like to keep those prints in very small numbers, and I just started printing a couple of years ago again. I haven't printed in quite a while, and I've actually done pretty well lately about all that because it's something that I actually enjoy. Yeah, seeing the results is pretty amazing, because what happened or happens is that, you know, you see everything on a what I call a small screen. Like in my case, I do all my digital paintings on my iPad. It's not even a big screen, so for those who think, you know, you have to have like these really big screens to do these things, these paintings. Yeah, you can if you want to actually put that money into it, but you don't have to. So a lot of times I have to think about the spending, I guess you can call it that, but also how unique it is, you know, how people, I don't say, it's like I don't react on people's reactions about, you know, if they like it or not. I think it's my choice about when and how many I want to print. And, you know, they're two, a printer really will try to, you know, always sell you with a big series and things like that. But in my case, I've been very lucky. I've actually printed with some really, notable print shops. And I call it print shops. It's not necessarily the nicest word. Printers are artists all by themselves as well. My time goes back all the way to Richard Duarte, and that is Modern Multiples in LA. I believe his daughter now runs the business, and there is a whole thing about it, you know, when it really comes to being in the right place to print. And Richard, Modern Multiples, made that happen for me. Back in those days, his master printer, Justin, made that all happen, and they did a beautiful, amazing job. I really gotta say, just because I never expected such a result. Back then, that was in 2010, I believe, and I almost cried when I saw that print. It was unbelievable. It was called Eviction, and it had to do with my current time, what I was going through. I was losing my house in LA, and yeah, it was very crazy times. And I, how to say, I had to think about what I was about to do with my life. Things were falling apart about work. Back then and still now, I work in the film industry as in lighting. I don't want to give you my position, but yeah, it was interesting back then, and just like now, the film industry has been going through a similar crisis, from sort of like what I have actually experienced back then. And there was a strike, all that kind of stuff, and then we lost out on work and things like that, and yeah, I never stopped. And I had to recuperate and had to get back on my feet, and I think I was pretty angry back in those days. Not angry, I was annoyed by having put all my life into, or life savings, into a house that I was remodeling, and really put all my time and effort into it, did it all mostly by myself, and only to lose it. And saying that I was angry basically was almost an understatement, because I lost a lot of money there, of course, but it was more what came afterwards, because I wanted to